Twitch, and let's check the audio when the video comes up because blah blah blah. Yada 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 is the audio thing. Yes, it's working. Okay. And we are not casting on Dementia Radio, so recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast. Brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice.
Hey, Luke Ski.
So, who's all on the show this week?
We have pre-recorded interviews with Phil Johnson of Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction and with Steve Goodie coming up later in the show. This is episode 684 of the Funny Music Podcast for July 27th, 2023. The title of this week's episode is A Ratty Motion. Not a rat emotion, a ratty motion. So we are recording. Oops, that's not that. We are recording this episode a day early because Thursday night I have another acting class, and that's the end of that session. So that's the only time that's going to happen. So hopefully there won't be too many more preemptive FuMPcasts in the coming weeks. But we had to do it this week. So we're recording on Wednesday night. And we're not on Dementia Radio at the moment because Professor Incubus is doing his show right now, and we don't want to preempt him. So,
what was the title of this episode?
A Ratty Motion.
A Ratty Motion. All right,
yes.
Thanks.
All right, this.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke failed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
Oh, he's right.
So, what you been up to besides trying to find good Wi-Fi you can use for the show?
Yeah, so I was on 2 weeks ago, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, all right. So I did that InfoList pre-Comic-Con event thing, and it was okay. The highlight of it, I mean, I got dressed up as Barley and everything, put all the blue makeup on and stuff, and they finally released a bunch of those photos on the InfoList Facebook page, so I shared at least one of those. Another thing was during those photos is my friend Mariah was there, and she was dressed up as her kind of female version of the Crow. So I asked her when she was taking pictures, when we were doing the thing, to do a thing of us like both pointing at each other so that I could post that with the caption, Raven's Point, because that's a thing from the movie Onward. And I know a crow and a raven aren't the same, but whatever. It was close enough. But the coolest thing that happened there was I was just, chatting up, some people would come up to me and say, hey, I like your costume, and just start talking to me. So I started talking to this one lady there who went by the name of Ray, and she had these kind of like slug, snail things kind of coming out of her head. It was kind of half of a costume, and her friend was the other half, but her friend wasn't there. But anyway, I started talking to her, and basically just kind of, started talking about the animation stuff, and then I started talking about, comedy music and everything, and, I was like, oh, have you heard of the Dr. Demento show? She's like, oh, yes, I used to listen to it all the time. I'm like, okay, did you listen to it like in the, late 90s, 2000s era? She's like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, do you remember a guy he had songs in the show called The Great Luke Ski? And she's like, oh, yeah. And I just went like, and she was like, oh my God, and so, she was like very thrilled. She actually said that part of her day job, she occasionally has to meet up with and deal with people in the music industry. And she's like, I've met CeeLo Green a bunch of times, but I'm way more starstruck meeting you right now.
Nice.
So that was cool. So we followed each other on Instagram and everything. And I told her like, hey, a bunch of my stuff is up on Spotify now and yada, yada, yada. So that was cool to like, have met somebody who had a clue about my existence. See what else has happened. Just me working my dumb job. Sorry, I lost my place here. Where was the InfoList party? Oh, there it was. Okay. It was Cubert's 8th birthday. So hooray for that. Yeah, I think we mentioned that last time we recorded.
Yeah,
We recorded that one later. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I went to San Diego Comic-Con, and that was an interesting experience. I won't, do a full-on report on it, but, yeah, it was the coolest thing for me that weekend was getting into the Star Trek panel and getting to see the Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks crossover episode. They world premiered it right there, and then they decided to release that episode early later that same day on Paramount Plus. But I got to see it in a whole crowd full of Star Trek fans, and
Nice.
It was just an awesome experience. So if you haven't seen that episode, it's called Those Old Scientists. So go check it out.
Yeah, I watched it yesterday, last night before I went to bed. It's fantastic. I loved it.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure me and Colin Lindsay are going to do a whole breakdown on it on the Tunes podcast. So that was cool. Another cool thing that happened was there's a person who I've done online art lessons through, and I've had some contact with him, named Steven Silver, and he often sets up at conventions because he has books that he sells on how to be a better artist for animation. He was the character designer of the show Kim Possible and Clerks the Animated Series and Danny Phantom, and he also recently started working for Disney again as a talent recruiter for Disney television animation. And he had a booth at Comic-Con, and I've met him in person once, maybe twice before. But and I had been in contact with him recently about the fact that Phineas and Ferb are going to be doing 40 new episodes, and they're looking. They put out a thing on the Disney Careers website looking for storyboard artists. So I had already, sent in my application. I already sent him a separate email to remind him, hey, it's me. I applied for the thing. But it was nice to go find him at the Comic-Con and actually talk to him in person for a few minutes, just to kind of say hey and talk and schmooze a little bit, just so that hopefully it'll help stick in his head a little bit more about me, that I'll actually get a chance to test for Phineas and Ferb when the time comes, in the not too distant future. And I found out that apparently, I don't know why this is a thing, but apparently shows done through the Animation Guild are on some kind of a separate contract from the Writers Guild of America. So basically, animated shows, are able to continue being made, right now. I mean, the voice acting thing is a whole other thing, but as far as writing and storyboarding and all that part of pre-production, can go ahead. So, and their show is mostly scripted. I think there's going to be some room for board artists to add stuff to it. But anyway, the point is just it was my excuse for going to the event was networking. So getting to spend a few minutes hanging out with him was hopefully will end up being worth it in the long run. So we'll find out. And I got a couple of cool action figures of Anya Forger from Spy Family and of Power from Chainsaw Man. So
Nice.
I will add those to my collection soon. And right now, though there's some other stuff that we'll be talking about on the show next week or in the near future. But for right now, I am hanging out in this area because I'm meeting up with Tony Goldmark and his friends so that we can go to an early access screening of Disney's Haunted Mansion movie, which we are all psyched about. So, yeah. So that's what I've been up to. What have you been up to, Devo Spice?
Oh, I've had a week. Let me tell you about it. So FuMP 99 has been very delayed, and I'm determined to get it done tonight after the show. The reason it's been delayed is because I've just been hammered with all sorts of shit happening. And one of the things that happened is credit card fraud, because that's always fun. So we at the FuMP sell individual MP3 downloads. If you're not a member, you can purchase individual songs. We sell, on average, one a week. One MP3 per week. It is not a big source of revenue for us. It's just something we offer for the people who want it. So when I sell a single MP3, it's ding, okay, unusual event happened. We sold an MP3. So a few days ago, we sold like 4 in one day, and I was like, oh, that's unusual, but not unheard of. Whatever, fine. We sold 4 MP3s. The next day we sold 11, and I was like, that seems suspicious, because I don't think we've ever sold 11 MP3s in a single day. The next day we sold 75,000. I was like, okay. So so what's happening is some asshole scammer.
Yay, we're fucking making money.
Well, no, my processor denied them all. Only about 300 of them went through. But and I have to go through and refund all those people. But what happened is some asshole scammer bought a range of credit cards, probably 100,000 stolen credit cards, and is testing them with a low volume, low cost sale online somewhere, and somehow he's automated it to go through my script, and I don't know how he's doing it. My host doesn't know how he's doing it, but they've been able to flag almost all of the charges as fraudulent. So I've been trying. So most of them have not gone through, thank God. But I had to kind of drop everything the other day, and I'm like, okay, what do I do now? And the first thing they recommend is setting up a reCAPTCHA on your website, which is that thing, I am not a robot. And so I looked into that, and apparently there's a way to do it that's invisible to the user, which I never knew. But Google has it set up so that you can actually just apply it to your checkout button or the submit button. So it happens under the hood, behind the scenes, and the user never even sees it. So I implemented that, and that seems to have slowed the attack to a crawl, but it's still happening. We got another couple of thousand today. So I'm like, I got to look into what other fraud tools my host has, and like what else we need to do to do. But the weird thing is, like, they're hitting the script. The script is set up to like, if they don't fill out like their name and address, it doesn't let you submit it. But they're not filling out their name and address, and it's getting submitted. So that's what I don't understand, like how they're bypassing that check. But and also, like, they don't select an MP3. So it's like all of these orders are coming in with just a blank 99-cent charge. So I don't know where they're getting the 99 cents from, or how they're getting through the script validation. And neither does my host at the moment. So this is an ongoing thing that's just going to take time that I don't have to deal with. So then I got a letter from the IRS.
Oh, man.
That's always good news, right? Yeah. So I need to redo my 2021 taxes, and I'll go into more detail in this during the news for reasons. But yeah, so that's another thing I have to deal with, like, immediately, because that's, I have to get back to them, like, right away and just, figure out how we're going to deal with this. So that was fun. On the good side of things, I don't know if I mentioned on this show, but the one of the classes I did, it was called a 3D class. The idea of it was we would pick a scene and then film it, and then put it together into a short film, put it online, and then my teacher would show it to industry people. So the video went online a couple of weeks ago, and we finally got our feedback from the industry people today. All 3 of them loved what I did, so that was very good to hear. I'm going to go into more detail on the Insider, which I'm going to record later tonight after the show, and I'll actually read the feedback on the Insider. But yeah, it was very positive feedback from all 3 of them, so that was very cool. And one of the guys is a talent agent who said it was, we can email him now that he's seen our stuff. So I'm going to update my resume and update my reel on Actors Access hopefully soon, and then I'm going to email him and see if I can get an agent. I started a new acting class last night. This is a class specifically geared towards acting on a sitcom, and Oh man, that was awkward. I had 2 scenes last night, and both of them were, I mean this in the nicest possible way, they were remarkably dumb. And like I had no idea how to play them. And like our teacher was encouraging us to go like over the top, like, you know, almost pulling a Kramer type thing with our characters and stuff. And I wasn't sure how to do that, and I just felt completely awkward with both scenes. And so like he gave us a bunch of clips to watch of sitcoms. And our next class isn't for 2 weeks, so I'm gonna watch how sitcoms do it, because sitcom acting tends to be a little bit exaggerated compared to like dramatic acting or movie acting, because the characters tend to be a little bit larger than life. And he mentioned Seinfeld as, you know, as an example, and like every character on that show was like larger than life. You know, Kramer's the obvious example, but even George and Elaine and like, you know, all the extras who came in, the Bryan Cranston's character as his dentist, you know, Newman, you know, all of these characters are all, you know, over the top but real enough that you believe them. So it's a delicate balance, and apparently I'm not good at it, so I need to practice. So it's going to be a fun class, I'm sure. All right. That's enough of my ramblings. Let's get into some music, shall we?
Yes.
Here is the first song of the week. This is the new one by Steve Goodie, followed by, both of the interviews are fairly short this week because I've been having internet problems, which I'm still having internet problems. My bandwidth keeps dropping, so I don't know how this video is going to turn out. We'll see. Anyway, here is the new one by Steve Goodie. This is Shakes Are Off.
Welcome to McDonald's. What can I make for you today?
I want a chocolate shake, but the drive-thru makes me wait. These people in my way, they're ruining my day. I finally order up my shake, and I drive around to pay. But then the lady says no way, there's no ice cream today. That machine is oozing, but the stupid thing's refusing to make the milkshake that I'm choosing. No chocolate, no way, and damn it, this happens every night. Cause I just wanna shake, 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 but the milkshake machine always breaks, breaks, breaks. Baby, how come McDonald's advertises milkshakes when the shakes are off every time? Why can't you make a shake? Shouldn't be that tough, for God's sake, sake, sake. Baby, how come McDonald's advertises milkshakes when the shakes are off, don't want nothing to eat, don't want your mystery meat. Those nuggets ain't for me. Damn it, Mickey D. I just wanted some dessert. Why you acting so butthurt? No, I don't want yogurt. I'd rather have a cup of dirt. This is not amusing, the way you keep refusing my business. You'll be losing if you don't work it out. Get that stupid thing working right. Cause I just wanna shake, 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 but the milkshake machine always breaks, breaks, breaks. Baby, how come McDonald's advertises milkshakes when the shakes are off every time? Why can't you make a shake? Shouldn't be that tough, for God's sake, sake, sake. Baby, how come McDonald's advertises milkshakes when the shakes are off, the shakes are off, shakes are off, the shakes are off, the shakes are off, the shakes are off, the shakes are off.
I'm going to Burger King.
The shakes are off, the shakes are off.
Or even Arby's.
Hey, hey, hey! Just think, while you've been worrying about salads and lattes and stupid toys and Happy Meals, you could have been making bank with this thick treat. So why's this man got a new girlfriend when he's like, oh my God, have a frosty milkshake, until the clown over there with the stupid red hair finds some technical support for that shake, shake, shake machine.
Come back tomorrow, sir.
Cause I just wanna shake, 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 but the milkshake machine always breaks, breaks, breaks. Baby, how come McDonald's advertises milkshakes when the shakes are off Why can't you make a shake? Shouldn't be that tough, for God's sake, sake. Baby, how come McDonald's advertises milkshakes when the shakes are off? Shakes are off, always. The shakes are off, shakes are off. 'Cause you suck, the shakes are off, shakes are off. WTF, the shakes are off, the shakes are off. Come on, the shakes are off, the shakes are off.
I'm here with Steve Goodie. How you doing, Steve?
I'm fine. How are you, Tom?
I'm fine. So tell us about milkshakes.
Well, I've been a big fan for quite some time, and this dumb idea occurred to me about a year ago, and I just thought, this is too dumb. And I tried to just the chorus a little bit on people. Hey, that got a pretty good laugh. Okay, maybe right. And then I just left alone. And then I tried it on stage, like a verse and a chorus, and it just destroyed. So.
Oh, okay. Well, sometimes the dumb ideas are the best ones. You know, I have a whole series of songs based on dumb ideas. So
we both met Worm Quartet. So yeah, and there you go. That's really, and
of course the Belle Isle Rats motto when they're working on FuMP songs is, "How can I stupid this up a bit?" So
indeed. And then a couple of months ago, I was going to record it before I went to Cape Cod for a gig in June. And I called up my buddy Brian, who provides horns for me a lot of time, and he couldn't do it at that moment. He gave me a number of somebody else who I'm sure is wonderful at playing horns and arranging horns. I'm like, I'll get a kazoo. And
I was just going to ask about the kazoo as to why you went that route.
Felt funnier.
Yeah, it works.
I started with just a kazoo, then two kazoos, and then a whole bunch of pitch shifted kazoos, so it feels something like a saxophone section, like in the original.
You can have a whole orchestra of kazoos if you work hard enough.
Yeah, indeed. And it cost me $3.
Yeah.
Instead of the usual $400 to get a horn section.
So do you partake of the McDonald's milkshakes often?
Not often, and certainly not as often as I'd like, because they're just never there.
See, our local McDonald's is actually really good about their shake machine. It's rarely broken. So when this kind of meme happened that the McDonald's machines are always broken, I was like, really? I've never experienced that. So
I think it was more in 2020 when everything fell apart.
Yeah. I could see that. Yeah.
But they seem to, I guess they're getting their act together a little bit just to screw me up. But I still, well,
it's still a meme. People still know about it. So I'm sure, you're not going to, the song isn't going to be, out of date too soon.
Right. Let's hope. That's the two things that going against it. One, that McDonald's has got their milkshake machines working better. And two, in America, the term shakes are off doesn't really mean anything. That's more of a British thing to say something's off at a restaurant. But it's good enough. When I played at the Bluebird a couple times, and I've gotten screams of laughter. It's ridiculous, particularly when there's a lot of Swifties there. They pick up on it. Oh yeah. What are you gonna do? Like that. And so the final punchline doesn't really matter because they're already there.
Yeah, that's great. So you sounds like you may have a hit on your hands.
I might. We'll see. Judging from the one comment on the FuMP, I think I'm really going.
Nobody goes to websites anymore, so like one comment on the FuMP is like awesome. A solid gold sticker on your.
Yeah, that's a nickel from Spotify. So that's like 6 million views.
Yeah,
plays.
So are you all ready for Edinburgh?
No. But I've got the list of things to do, and it's doable before I have to go. So
okay.
Task. I think I might be okay. And whatever I forget, I will buy when I get there. It'll be fine.
It's coming up soon, isn't it?
Yeah, leaving Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Aren't you honored that I made time for this?
So you have a lot to do. Well, I won't keep you too long.
It's quite all right. Nothing makes me happier than talking to the FuMP folk.
So you have 2 days basically to get all your shit together.
Went up to Kentucky to rehearse with Brad yesterday, and I'm going up again in a couple hours, running through the two shows that aren't my show, that are our shows. The one that's mine, I think I've got it. We'll just find out. I've run it enough times that I don't have to think too hard about what to do. It just clicks along. So we'll see. I kind of feel like there's no point rehearsing, because when I get there, everything's going to be different, and the first show will be the rehearsal.
Yeah, everything goes out the window anyway once you get on stage.
It's fine.
But I have a feeling that FuMPFest is going to go the same way. It's going to be like 2 days before I have to leave, and I'm going to have like 10 days worth of work that I need to do.
Yeah. As per normal, unless you're Luke Ski, in which case it's 30 days of work.
Yes.
But it's fine. It's fine. It all works out.
It all works out. People have fun. It'll be fine. It's
Speaking
fine.
of FuMPFest.
FuMPFest.
Excited.
Yes. So yes, we haven't announced it yet, but Steve Goodie is going to be one of our performing artists. So,
ooh, but come anyway.
Yes. So yes, I'm trying to finalize the lineup, and I'm waiting to hear back from one band, and then that should take care of things. And I will officially announce everyone all at once everything is finalized. Excellent. But sneak preview. Steve will be there.
Sweet.
He can sing his milkshake show on the milkshake song on the.
So good. It is a sing along. You can actually sing along with that.
Yeah.
Not many of my songs advertise that.
I was wondering if you were going to do your Daniel Radcliffe Weird Al tribute at FuMPFest, or if you were going to do a regular concert, or haven't you decided yet?
I hadn't even thought about it. I think I would love to do that if that's what you would like.
It's up to you. It's your time slot.
Yeah.
You do fill it as you see fit. I want nothing to do with that part of the planning process.
I don't blame you. It would certainly be easier not to, but it would be, I think, once I've done it 22 times in Edinburgh, probably it will come to as much life as it can come to, and then I'll decide if it's worth doing.
Yeah, okay. But after doing it 22 times in Edinburgh, you'll probably not be able to stop doing it. You'll just be like in the shower, just doing the show. And then like
so well. Yeah. In 2010, I officially retired the song Dumbledore. I was sick of doing it. It's 13 years later, and I built a show. It's in 2 shows. It's in our Halloween show because it's a Halloween kind of a thing, and then it's in this thing. It's just, I can never stop. Never stop.
Yep. Well, go get yourself a milkshake on your way to Brad's.
Thank you very much. You have one too.
Yeah, I have one. I had a McFlurry last night, so that's the same machine. So
same machine.
See, it worked.
Yeah, you're ruining my song. Thanks.
Sorry. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Do you have anything you'd like to plug before you head off to Edinburgh?
Edinburgh. If you're going to be in Scotland, come on. It's going to be fun.
I won't be, but have fun.
Okay, I'll try.
All right. Thanks, man.
Thanks.
This is the FuMP.
The roughness, toughness, grumpiness, and when the dang long-eared galoot acts up, I've had enough of this. Bladder splatting, rat-a-tat, hat, and all that, and my red mustache and beard, all of this gruffiness. I reckon y'all better keep back, cause I'm playing.
It's candid camera, let's scream and smile. You'll see it all on VHS. Aliens have landed, and they're a little hostile. You'll see it all on VHS.
Need all of my horses, cakes, them Twinkies, ding dong zebras. These ho-hos only like me for one reason, and that's because
I got snacks, Reese's Pieces.
That's the Funny Music Project at thefump.com. THEFUMP.com.
Feel like I'm gonna puke cause the timeline is screwed. Do I fix all this now or wait till season 2? There's a hell of a ride, but the purpose is glorious.
Multiverse. Fight.
Time for funny music news. Something.
In the news, just a reminder, the Suffolk and Goode live stream is happening this Saturday, July 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific, live from Ashland, Virginia. Tickets are available now at freejambalaya.com. Just go there and look for the Suffolk and Goode players. And Chris posted the link in, I believe it was the Dr. Demento channel on Facebook, so you can find it there as well. And this is hopeful thinking, but the FuMP Volume 99 is now available, or will be tonight after the show. It features all the songs from May and June, including Invader Zim by Ookla the Mock, Mike Stand by Worm Quartet, VHS by Jeff Whitmire, Kang live from FuMPFest 2021 by Insane Ian, Yo Sam by Devo Spice, and many, many more, including a video highlights reel from MarsCon with footage that Luke sent me. It will be up in the store later tonight. CDs will go out hopefully tomorrow, more likely Friday. Very sorry for the delay, but, Speaking of which, As I mentioned, I got a letter from the IRS who wants to amend my 2021 taxes. The result of which is I am about to owe $9,000 to the IRS, which I don't have. So, if anyone wants to buy a CD or t-shirt from me, now would be a good time. So what I'm doing is now through August 8th, which is when I have to pay them, use the coupon code TAXFUND at checkout and receive 20% off your entire order at my store. This is at store.devospice.com. The coupon code is TAXFUND, TAXFUND, all one word. I have it set as uppercase. I don't know if case matters, but TAXFUND will get you 20% off your order now through August 8th. Because holy fuck. Yeah.
Wow. It's like I want to ask, the how and the why and the etc., but I assume that it's boring and would take way too long.
The short version is, and it seems that this is what happened. I am going to redo my taxes to make sure, but I wrote my own accounting software and I funnel all my receipts through it, including stuff I get from PayPal and Spotify, or not Spotify, but CD Baby and other sources of revenue. Those places send me 1099s, which they also report to the IRS, which means when I fill out my tax forms, the actual total revenue has to be the amount that my software says minus all the 1099s I received, because the 1099s are reported separately. So that's what I did, and it looks like I subtracted the 1099s from the amount I reported and forgot to re-add them in where I report 1099s. So looks like quite a bit of money went unreported in 2021, and I didn't notice. So it is my fault. I am going to redo my taxes to make sure that the numbers are correct. But yeah, I fucked up, it looks like. So, fun times.
So sail.
Yeah, sail. Buy your Devo Spice shit now. No FuMPFest news to report. Actually, there is some FuMPFest news to report. Unfortunately, Richie Thiemann, unfortunately, will no longer be able to make it. So, Ogden Edsel is just going to be the two... Oh, I'm blank. God damn it. The two Bills. Bill Frenzer and Bill Carey. I haven't updated the website yet because I just found out Richie couldn't make it yesterday. So I will update the website soon.
Are there any other acts besides Steve Goodie you can announce today?
If you want me to.
Sure.
We can announce, well, as we mentioned Steve Goodie, we can announce the great Luke Ski will be performing as well.
Yay!
And also Insane Ian.
Woohoo! I just want to point out to the people, it's like, oh, Luke Ski's performing at FuMPFest, no big deal. But like, this is the first time I'm performing at Con on the Cob, or in fact any convention in the Ohio area in like at least 10 years. So it's like I haven't been in that area in a long time. So I'm really hoping that a bunch of people will show up for the show that haven't seen me in a while, and certainly haven't heard the majority of the songs on my newest album, Needlessly Meta. I mean, heck, I may not have even ever performed When You Wish on a Death Star out there. So yeah, so I'm psyched to be going back to Con on the Cob, and I've never been in the hotel that they're currently in. So it'll be interesting to see how the convention has changed for me, at the new place. So I am psyched for that.
Cool. Yeah, I like the new hotel a lot. It's quite a bit smaller than the room we usually have for FuMPFest. So I'm assuming it's going to be fine, but it could be a little crowded depending on how many people show up. All right. Tour dates.
I have a couple bits of news.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, one thing I wanted to mention is another thing that was announced at that big Star Trek panel is that coming up in like less than 2 weeks from now, one of the forthcoming episodes of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, it's episode 9 of this season, It's called Subspace Rhapsody, and it will be the first musical Star Trek episode. So, I went and posted the. They made a really cool, like, classic musical looking poster image for it, and they were handing that out at the con, and they put it up on their Star Trek social media. So I shared that to the Dr. Demento official group, and Boomer nerds like went, full nerd rage. It's like, this is the stupidest show ever. They were so mad. It's like, seriously? You guys grew up with the friggin' Trouble with Tribbles and Spock operating on his own brain or some crap, but this is too far for you. This is jumping the shark. Okay, fine. Whatever. So, yeah, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited at the notion of maybe some particularly awesome funny tunes might come from it. Who knows? But
yeah.
Look out for that in Paramount Plus, Star Trek Strange New Worlds, the episode Subspace Rhapsody. One guy was like, did they even know what the word subspace means? It's like, shut the fuck up, God. And the other thing I have to announce, I'm very psyched to say that my third album, Carpe Dementia, is finally up on Spotify and iTunes and Apple Music and Amazon Music and all the other places. Yeah, so it's like I kind of always considered that album like to be, me taking a huge step forward in, my comedy music making career. So
yeah,
I'm very
that was definitely a big step up. Yeah.
So you can all check that out. Wherever you listen to the music. So yeah, that's a thing. So there we go.
That thing I was doing. This is a Ratty motion. So, all right. That it?
Yep, that's it.
All right. Tour dates. The other thing that's behind is the FuMP newsletter. So we don't have August tour dates yet. So on Sundays in Nashville, Tennessee, Steve Goodie hosting at the Bluebird. On Mondays online, Steve Goodie and Brad Tassel at Virtual Comedy Show. On the 28th online, Mikey Mason, thank you, Alvarant. On the 29th in Morro Bay, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. And on the 30th in Los Osos, California, Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction. And speaking of Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction, here's the new song by Phil Johnson, Roadside Attraction. This is Phil Johnson and Roadside Attraction.
Hooray!
I'm gonna get me designer babies, the kind that don't eat, don't cry, don't shit. I'm gonna get me designer babies, no butthole. I'm gonna get me designer babies, the kind that don't eat, don't cry, don't shit. I'm gonna get me designer babies, no butthole. Every parent says they want a top that's got out 10 fingers and toes. That ain't enough for me, I'm a man of means. I got fast cars and fancy clothes. So don't tell me I can't have a kid who's gonna come in Burberry check. And don't tell me I can't have a tyke with a top grade titanium neck. I'm gonna get me designer babies, the kind that don't eat, don't cry, don't shit. I'm gonna get me designer babies, no butthole. I'm gonna get me designer babies, the kind that don't eat, don't cry, don't shit. I'm gonna get me designer babies, no butthole. The kid I get will be customized, coming straight out the robot womb. Hella strong like Rambo, fast like a Lambo, Valentino walking into a room. So don't tell me I can't have a kid with Balenciaga monogram eyes. And don't tell me I can't have a tyke who out the gate makes really good pies. I'm gonna get me designer babies, the kind that don't eat, don't cry, don't shit. I'm gonna get me designer babies, no butthole. I'm gonna get me designer babies, the kind that don't eat, don't cry, don't shit. I'm gonna get me designer babies, no butthole. No butthole. No butthole.
Oh, jeez, stop saying butthole.
No butthole. Oh, natural, how quaint. My baby walking catwalk in Fashion Week, birth canal. Okay. Yours will be all goo-goo, mine will be chic. In fact, you might say I'm a feminist, an ally, female supremacist. Cause my women will be chillin' instead of pushing out chillin'. One in the carriage worth me in the bush. These babies will be
be having me smashing, hella puss. Yummy. I'm gonna get me designer babies, the kind that don't eat, don't cry, don't shit. I'm gonna get me designer babies, no butthole. I'm gonna get me designer babies, the kind that don't grow, stay cute, stay small. I'm gonna get me designer babies, no butthole. I'm gonna get me designer babies, no doula, drooling, soccer, college. I'm gonna get me designer babies, no butthole. I'm gonna get me designer babies, the kind that don't eat, don't shit, don't cry.
I'm here with Phil Johnson. How you doing, Phil?
I'm good, man. Good to see you as always.
You too. So tell us about Designer Babies.
So Designer Babies started when I read an article about a company that was actually designing artificial wombs to birth designer babies in. Now, as it turned out, that was mostly just conceptual art and not as close to fruition as one might believe. But it put the idea in my mind of, well, there's going to be a lot of good things that come from that. We'll be able to eradicate diseases. We'll be able to, there's a lot of good things. But there are also going to be dumbasses out there who decide that, hey, I'm going to get a baby. That's design. Like I kept thinking about pugs and what we've done to dogs over the generations and how and now they're having to like debreed pugs so that they're actually breathing and things like that.
Yeah. You still with me? You froze. And
I don't get it like a puppy to use as like a chick magnet. And so that's where the song came from. Yeah.
Yeah. You froze there for a minute. It's probably my end. Sorry.
Okay.
But yeah, I love the idea. And honestly, I just left this comment on your song, but the idea of a baby without a butthole is on the surface not a bad idea. I mean, because
yeah, I can't tell you how many parents have emailed me and said, no, really, this is a pretty good idea, really.
Because I mean, the first like 6 to 9 months of their lives, all you're doing is cleaning up the stuff that's leaking out of the various holes. So if you can like plug up one of those holes, it'll cut down the amount of work you have to do as a parent exponentially. It's just
Yeah, I've had a lot of parents who are like, no, this is actually a pretty good idea. Really.
Yeah. I mean, physiologically, I don't know how it would work, but it doesn't matter because it's Star Trek. You just beam it out of you. Now I froze for him. This is going to be a wonderful interview. And he's frozen for me. Are you back? This is how internet works in Northern New Jersey. The show's going to be fun tonight. I can tell. And maybe it is on his end. I don't know. I didn't have this trouble with Steve earlier.
Oh, no.
Oh, and we're back. All right, now.
Stop the recording, though.
It's recording again. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to have to edit these two segments together now. God damn.
Yes, you are.
Hate Optimum. Optimum sucks. For the record. So, yeah. So music wise, what were you going for in this song? Was there a particular like band or style you were trying to emulate? Because it sounds kind of familiar to me, but I can't place it.
Yeah, I wanted it I wanted the music to be a little bit as douchebaggy as the character in the song is himself.
Okay.
And so I started diving in.
What's the douchiest music genre out there? That's what we're getting at, I guess.
Yeah, I wanted it to be a little douchey, but oddly, it all came from songs that I really like. So I had my reference tracks were Uptown Funk, and Roses by Outkast, and Alabama 3's song, the one that's the theme song from The Sopranos that I cannot remember the
okay
title of at the moment. It's actually a really great song, and I love all of those tracks. But the elements of it, the tools from those tracks, I was able to kind of fit the persona of the character in the song.
So you take elements of 3 songs you like, put them together, you get douche music. I love it.
Yes, I suppose. Yeah, but it was. Yeah, I don't know. It became more about how I was using those tools. I mean, obviously, those tools can be used for good as well as evil, but here I decided to use them for evil.
Nice. I approve of uses for evil. It's always so much more fun.
Oh, yeah.
So what else is going on with you these days?
Oh, busy. I am in the middle of mixing and editing a comedy album for Dante, who's a Los Angeles comedian. And I just got back from Los Angeles, where I was meeting with a whole bunch of other cool musicians. We had a mastermind meeting over the weekend. I was just at the World Series of Comedy in Boston, playing shows in San Luis Obispo this week, working on my next couple of singles. My mailing list just crossed 2,000 Team Philagelos members. There's been a whole bunch of cool stuff going on. So yeah,
nice, excellent.
Here. Yeah,
keep them busy.
Yeah. Always keeping busy. My to-do list never ends.
Yeah, mine too. I actually I switched over to using GitHub recently because they have project management software, and I really like the way it organizes it, but I titled it all the shit Tom has to do.
Nice.
And there are 158 things listed on it. So
oh yeah. Todoist is my weapon of choice. If I always tell my girlfriend, look, if it's not on the to-do list, it's not getting done.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. In fact, this interview is on my to-do list, and I'm going to check it off when I'm done.
Yep.
So yeah, because otherwise I'd forget.
Yeah, me too.
I almost forgot anyway.
I keep 3 different calendars. We have to stay so organized to get all this stuff. I had the weirdest sensation recently. My girlfriend and I took a vacation, like a legit vacation, in Hawaii for like 5 days.
Nice.
And we were flying home, and I felt relaxed and rested on a flight home. Like that, I can't remember the last time that happened. Usually on a flight home, I am just beyond exhausted from whatever grueling tour I just put myself through, and usually just falling apart on that flight home. We're flying home, and I'm like, I'm actually rested. I'm actually looking forward to tomorrow. What is wrong with me? This is bizarre.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So yeah, very strange.
I should try that sometime, like an actual vacation where I'm not working.
Actual vacation. Yes. Yeah.
It's been a while. It's been a long time since I've done that.
But I did talk to a comedy promoter while I was there, so I can.
There you go. So deductible. Write the whole thing off.
The whole thing. Yep. Did my job.
That's all it takes. All right. So do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Let's see. What am I working on? Well, there is Team Philagelos. So if you go to my website, philjohnsоncomedy.com, there's a little button right at the top that says get a free gift. And if you go there, you can hear some of my stuff. You can join Team Philagelos, which is free. We do exclusive live streams each week, free merch, contests, behind the scenes of new stuff. It's a great group of people. We've got our private Facebook community and a Discord community that we're starting, and that's all free to join. So that's and then everybody in there gets all the stuff first before anybody else does. So there's that, and then just been pimping this single like crazy. I got a comment the other day on Instagram that I've never seen on one of my songs before. He said, if I hear this goddamn overplayed song one more time, I'm going to blow my head off. And I was like, I have a song that's overplayed. Yes.
Excellent. Where's it being overplayed?
Yeah, I don't know. I deleted his comment right after that. I was very happy that somebody out there thought my song had been overplayed.
Nice.
Probably it was just Instagram pushing him all my posts for.
Oh, probably. Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And best of luck with your to-do list. I'm going to go tick one of the items off of mine.
Yep. There we go.
All right, man. Thanks so much.
Yep. Good to see you.
Later.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio.
www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback. You know that segment of the show we do about now?
Feedback. Feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback. Hamner hack.
So fucking stupid. Ah.
I just love Luke's reaction every time I play that. Hedner Hack wrote, King Shark is a shark. Yes, he is.
Happy Shark Week.
And that's all the feedback we got. So thank you, Hedner Hack. Right.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a jingle.
Yeah. Tomorrow's song is by Dead by 28. And Tuesday's song is by Dino Mike.
Woo! Back after a long hiatus.
Long hiatus, yeah. It was actually a special FuMP project that got him out of his mothballs. All right, and I need a topic for this week's Spotify playlist. I'm not going to update it today. I'll update it tomorrow night, but I need a topic.
Technology failing.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's works for me. Alrighty. Plenty of those. All right. Steve Goodie is at stevegoodie.com. Phil Johnson is at roadsideattraction.com. Luke, you got anything else?
Go buy Devo Spice merchandise and use the special sale thingy.
Yes. Crap, what the tax fund. That's what it was. I can't believe I forgot it. Yeah, brain no worky good. Yeah, that's at store.devospice.com. Use the code TAXFUND for 20% off. All right, let's get out of here. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice.
I'm Luke Ski.
And everyone else was pre-recorded.
Because it was convenient.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, shout it to random people on the street, and be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say,
I'm going to go watch that Pixar movie about all the chefs in France because I want to see a Ratty motion.
God damn it.